Hi everyone, we're starting today's strength and balance class lying down on the mat. We're going to take your feet to the sides of the mat and we'll begin by rolling the knees from left to right. Now make sure that your feet are wider than your hips and wider than your shoulders. So we start to warm up into the hips but release the lower back and the groins at the same time. Feet together is going to tighten those places. So make sure feet are wide apart and keep rolling side to side. And now next time your knees lift to center, we stay there. Bring your right ankle onto your left thigh, just above the knee, and lift your left leg straight up to the roof. We're going to hold onto that left leg with hands, but once you're holding on, drop the shoulders, sink the arm bones, and relax across your chest. Keep pressing your lower back and your sacrum down into the floor. And check that you're not leaning to the left or the right side of your body, either in your pelvis or in your shoulders, that we're nice and balanced and centered in the spine. So holding it there. And then bend your left knee and take that foot to the ground, then the right foot to the floor and change legs. Once left ankle is on right thigh, lift the right leg straight up and hold onto that right leg with your hands. Once you're holding on, melt down into the lower back. The closer you try to bring your right thigh towards your body, the more you're going to press the lower spine down into the floor. Don't let it lift off the ground. That's going to actually tighten you up rather than release you. So keep sinking the shoulders as well, softening into armpits to help relax your neck. Keeping your face relaxed as well. Staying with your breath. And then bend the right knee, take your right foot to the ground, then left ankle to the floor. And we're going to stretch legs straight onto the mat. And from there, we're going to alternate forehead to knee, knee to forehead. So on an exhale, crunch one knee up. As you inhale, head goes down, leg to the floor, alternating in your own time. At one time, one leg is always straight on the ground. And it's important that you're moving with your breath here. Out breath crunches you up, in breath lowers you down. If this doesn't feel good on your neck, you keep your head on the floor and just alternate the legs. So using that natural contraction of the abdominal muscles with the out breath to help you strengthen even more into those muscles. So don't do the opposite breath here to your movement. Exhale to crunch up, inhale to lower down. And keep going in your own time. Keep breathing. And be really strong with the leg that's on the floor. Flex the ankle. Try to keep the knee straight. Then taking a moment. And from there, we're going to take legs straight up to the roof. Now, we're going to lift and lower. Bum stays on the ground, shoulders and arms stay on the ground. On an exhale, one leg goes down. As you breathe in, lifting back up. Or you can use the opposite breath. That's also okay. Try not to touch the floor with your leg. You're hovering about a foot above the floor, not lower than that. Otherwise, it becomes a strain on your back. So keeping those leg muscles squeezing tight and flattening your lower back into the floor as well. Each time you breathe out, squeeze your belly button tighter towards your spine. Try not to tighten your neck or the facial muscles. You want the abdominals to be strong, legs to be strong, but the neck and head and face to be relaxed. And then checking your shoulders are flat on the floor. Don't lift the upper arms, don't lift the shoulders. Keep pressing them down so that that lift doesn't tighten your neck either. Still moving with breath. And next time you lift, we're going to hug knees into chest. And from there, rock yourself up onto all fours. And once you're on hands and knees, we'll do our cats and cows, rolling the spine with the breath. On your inhale, sink your chest, look forwards. On your out-breath, round your spine up, tucking chin in tight to your throat and squeezing your belly up nice and tight as well. And as you round your spine up, you press your palms and your shins and the tops of the feet firmly down into the floor. So you're working with resistance here to create that length in the spine. On the inhale, the belly still squeezes in. Don't soften and relax the tummy. Now coming back to flat spine, walk your arms forward to baby down dog. And once you slide the arms forward and you sink your forehead, just check that your toes are not touching. Look back between the knees and the toes should be the same width as your knees are apart. And walking back up onto palms. Now keeping your left knee bent at a right angle, we're going to lift and lower to the side. On your inhale, lift your thigh and your knee and your shin. On your exhale, lower down. And if you can, try not to touch the floor with that left leg as it comes down. Now check that the arms are straight and you're not leaning your shoulders off to the right. You're not bending your elbows. Keep the elbows straight, palms and fingers flat on the ground. Try to keep the right hip over the right knee, that you're not leaning off at a diagonal angle to the side. So we're centering everything, and now hold that left knee up. Try and have your foot and your calf and knee on the same level as each other. Try not to have the left knee lower than your foot. Keep breathing, lengthening through sides of the neck, elbows are straight. And with control, lowering down. You go straight to the other side. So you're going to lift the right leg up. On your inhale, keep the right angle in the knee. On the exhale, lowering down. Now you're breathing, but your belly stays squeezing tight the whole time that you're lifting and you're lowering. Try not to lean now over towards the left. Keep your shoulders and your arms centered over your wrists, and your elbows are nice and straight the whole time. Back nice and flat as well. Keep breathing. And now next time you lift your leg, we're going to hold it there. Once again, your shin is parallel to the floor. Don't tip the knee down and lift the foot higher. Keep the spine flat. Keep those elbows and arms straight. And keep breathing. Lengthening through the neck. Then lowering your knee down to the floor. And from here, we're going to make our way up into downwards dog. So tuck the toes under, lift your knees, stretch back into your heels. And then drop back down onto all fours, knees under hips. From there, stretch your left leg straight back behind you and lift your leg parallel to the floor. Now don't lift the leg too high. Keep your left knee and toes pointing straight to the floor with a flexed ankle, and then reaching your right arm forward alongside your head. Try to have your upper arm on the same level as your right ear, not in line with your chin or your nose. And you look straight down to the ground. Really heavy in your right foot and shin. And your whole body should feel completely centered and balanced here, even though you might be wobbling around a little bit. Just keep feeling for center. Okay, lowering everything down. And stretch your right leg back. You lift your thigh and your leg parallel to the floor. Look straight down as the left arm goes forwards alongside your ear. Try to have the elbows straight and the lifted arm as well as the grounded arm. And that lifted leg, lock your knee. Flex the ankle. Keep twisting your right knee and your toes down towards the floor. And then check in with that breath that you're still breathing. Then bringing hand and knee to the ground. And once more, we're pressing back up into downwards facing dog. Give it a good squeeze back into your heels or pedal those knees out to release your hips. Relax your neck. Keep those arms nice and strong. Now we're taking feet forwards to hands, standing forward bend at the top of the mat. rolling your wrists around, hanging your head. You can pedal your knees again if you want to. And then on an inhale, we're going to rise, floating your arms over your head to standing, exhaling hands to chest while you stay standing. Moving into a couple of sun salutations. On an in-breath, float your arms back up over your head. On your exhale, we forward fold, lean into the fronts of your shins and the top of your head. Half lift, flatten the spine on an in-breath, and then make your way back into downwards facing dog. On your next inhale, come forwards to your plank. As you breathe out, lower to the mat. On the in-breath, chest curls up, and then take yourself back into your downwards facing dog. We'll hold our down dog. And once you're holding that down dog, again, feel for an overall balance in your whole body. That you're not pushing back too much towards the legs or leaning too much into the arms, although that's what we tend to try and avoid. Feel for your whole body feeling balanced and centered. Arms and legs working as hard as each other. And taking feet forwards to the top of the mat, and on an out-breath, fold down deep over thighs. Next in-breath, rise, floating arms up over your head. Stay standing as you exhale, hands to chest. On the next in-breath, arms reach straight up. As you breathe out, forward fold. Again, tipping to toes, not heels. Half lift on your inhale, and make your way back to your downwards dog as you breathe out. Next in-breath, roll forwards into your plank and then flow yourself down as you breathe out. Toenails on the mat as you curl your chest up into your back bend. Keep breathing as you make your way back to hold your down dog once more. Keep stretching tips of the ears towards your wrists. Your neck is on the level of the upper arms, not below it, not above it. And the armpits push up away from the floor, not down towards the mat. That overloads the shoulder joints. From here, taking your feet forward, standing forward bend at the top of the mat, and sink down deep on the exhale. Next in-breath, rise, arms all the way over your head. Staying standing, exhale, hands to center. And now we're moving into a chair pose. So bend into your knees, lift your arms alongside your ears and hold it there. Keep your knees at the same width as your heels. Don't lean them in to touch each other. Next out breath, forward fold. And we're taking it into a lunge. Right leg steps back, arms come up to warrior one alongside your ears. And make sure your front knee is over the front heel to keep the knee and the ankle safe. And that your back heel of the straight leg is straight up over your toes, not behind the line of the toes. Lift the right heel up as high as you can to get the back leg muscles strong and engaged. On an out breath, take hands to the mat, step or hop forwards and change to the other side, left leg back. When you're ready, coming up to warrior one arms. So again, you've got to take a nice long step each time you step back down the mat to get the legs aligned and the right knee over your right heel. Don't step back and be too close to the front of the mat with the left foot. Then that front knee will be over your toes. So holding it there, keep breathing, and then sweeping hands down to the ground. And stepping straight into a plank, and from there lowering flat down onto your tummy. We're going to reach arms back and interlace fingers or clasp hands behind you. Squeeze the shoulders up, and then with an inhale, lift your chest. Keep those toes on the ground. So actually push down hard with your feet into the floor to firm the leg muscles up. That will give you more strength to lift your chest higher. And sinking all the way down to the floor. And from there, we're making our way back into downwards facing dog again. From down dog, taking feet to the top of the mat, and we're going to stay there for a warrior three leg. So come up onto your fingertips with your arms straight onto your shoulders, From there, lifting your right leg back behind you. Now, like you did on your shins, your right knee and your toes got to point straight down to the mat. Don't twist them out to the right. And keep dropping your right hip down, twisting the inner right thigh up. Don't lift with the right bum, sink with the right bum. I know it seems counterintuitive, but the leg goes up, the hip and the bum go down. You keep squeezing those inner thighs tight as you hold that warrior 3 leg. And your arms should be directly under shoulders, not too close to that left foot or leg. So you're leaning into the fingertips, but not too heavily. If you need to, the left knee can bend. Bringing right foot down to the ground. Make any adjustments you need to, and then we're taking it straight to the other side. And as that left leg goes up, don't lift with the hip, lift with the leg, and keep the left knee and left toes pointing straight to the ground. Your left ankle is flexed. Flexing the ankle always engages the leg muscles. So we want that lifted leg to be just as strong as the standing leg. So we flex the ankle, the standing foot, you're already flexing it because you're standing on it, and that's why that leg is strong. Now, if you need to, your right knee bends so that you can get your fingertips to the ground. But again, don't lean into your chest. Lengthen through the front of your body. And each time you breathe out, squeeze your belly button tighter. But keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And bringing that left leg all the way down. Now we're going to step the right leg back into a lunge again and lift your arms up to warrior 1. Check that the legs are aligned, just like the last time you did your lunge, and then we're going to sweep. On an exhale, lean forward. On an inhale, sweep the arms back up to warrior 1 and keep going with the breath. Do not let your right knee bend behind you. Keep the front leg locked in its position. Don't bounce the hips up and down. Don't let the front knee bend and straighten. Just keep moving with the breath, squeezing your belly tight the whole time you are moving and breathing. And now next time you lean forwards at an angle, hold it there. Don't lean onto that left thigh. Keep your chest lifting up high. Whole torso is at a 45-degree angle to the floor, and you can either keep your arms alongside you or reach your upper arms alongside your ears. Now, if you're doing that, it's not in line with your nose or your chin. You've got to really lift those upper arms in line with your head and stretch into the fingertips. Then releasing fingers to the ground. We'll step forwards with the right leg and take your left leg back into the lunge on the other side. Make sure the right knee is over the right heel and your front leg, and then lifting up to warrior 1. Stabilize yourself, and from there we sweep. On an exhale, lean forward, arms lean, sweep back. Inhale to lift back up to warrior 1 and keep moving with the breath. Once more, your legs are super strong and stable. Everything from the hips down does not move. Movement is just in the upper body. At each time your arms go back, squeeze those shoulder blades closer towards your spine, so you're really opening in the chest. Next time you lean forward, we hold it there. Again, don't lean on the right leg. Keep your tummy off that thigh and squeeze the shoulders towards your spine. Either keeping your arms down your sides, or if you're feeling strong, reach your upper arms in line with your ears. Lock your elbows. Squeeze the arm muscles tight and keep breathing. You're looking to the ground just in front of those right toes. Back leg super strong. Taking fingers to the ground. Now step forwards into your standing forward bend and just pause there for a moment. You can hold on to elbows or let the arms hang, but relax your head, relax your neck. Soften into your face. And we're floating all the way up to standing on your next inhale, staying standing on the exhale as arms come down. Now we're going to stay standing for a balance. You're going to bring your right knee up to your chest and hold onto your shin or your thigh or knee with your hands and lift your chest up nice and high. Squeeze that right leg up And if you can, you bring your hands to your hips and keep that right leg as high as it was when you were holding onto your leg with your hands. Either staying with hands on hips or reaching your arms up alongside your ears. Now you can flex that right ankle if you want to. That'll squeeze the leg muscles tighter, make it easier to lift the leg high. Keep breathing. Always keep your breath flowing. And bring arms down, then your foot to the floor. We'll take it off to the other side. Balancing on right foot, lift the left knee, hold your shin for a moment, draw the shoulders all the way back, lifting that leg nice and high, and either staying holding the shin or you bring your hands onto your hips. Make sure that you're not leaning back past 90-degree angle of the spine. We want spine straight up over the hips. Maybe reaching your arms up alongside your ears like Warrior One. Don't let that left thigh drop. Keep squeezing the inner thigh muscles and the hip flexors tight to keep that leg high. And make sure that you're still breathing. With control, lowering arms and then your foot. Now we're going to step sideways on the mat and take your legs out into a wide V. We're going to be going into a Warrior Two. So from here, you are turning your left toes to the short end of your mat. Make sure the right toes point to the long side of the mat. Reach your arms wide on an inhale. On an exhale, bend your left knee into Warrior Two. Arms are parallel to the floor, but turn the palms up to turn the elbows up. Keep the elbows facing up as you turn your palms down again. So we're nice and open in the shoulders. Now we're trying to get the left hip on the same level as your left knee. Don't go lower than that. That overloads the hip and the knee joint. Squeeze all the muscles into your whole body, into your whole skeletal frame, being super strong here. And coming up to center, we turn the left toes in, turn your right toes open. So look at your feet, make sure they're aligned. On an in-breath, reach the arms wide. On an exhale, bending your right knee. And if you can, you go down nice and deep, but not past thigh parallel to the floor. Inner elbows face up, palms then turn down. And your weight sits back into your left leg. Don't lean your weight into the right leg. Free up that hip joint, sit your weight into the left hip. Squeezing all your muscles tight throughout your whole body. Keep holding it there, nice and strong. Then coming up to center. Now you keep your legs wide, don't turn directions like I'm doing. I'm just doing this so that you can see better. Now we're going to fold forwards. Drop your hands straight to the floor under your shoulders or fingertips to the ground. Don't take your hands back under your tummy. Arms are straight under the shoulders. And now we're going to bend the knees. This is important. Do not keep your knees straight. Bend your knees and push them out wide. We're trying to get the spine parallel to the floor. From there, hands onto hips. And we're going to hold it here. We're lengthening your spine, pressing your bum back and stretching the top of the head forwards. Don't let those knees lean in. Keep the knees pressing out. Keep lifting arches of feet. And if you want to go a little bit further, you reach your arms out to the side like the wings of an airplane. Still trying to keep the chest parallel to the floor. Still pressing the knees out. And keep breathing. Doesn't have to be deep breaths. Just keep that breath flowing. Relax into your jaw and your mouth. Squeeze the belly tight. And then taking hands down to the ground and deep forward fold all the way down. So hands can be on the floor, or you can hold onto legs, or just hang the arms. Relax your neck. Soften your forehead. Soften your eyes. Relaxing cheeks and mouth. Keep sinking the head. And then coming all the way up to standing. And we're going to turn those left toes open again. We're going into that warrior 2 once more. So bending into the left knee, widen that knee out to the left, arms parallel to the floor. Squeeze your leg muscles tight. And now we're going to reverse. Right hand to the right leg or hip, reaching your left arm over your head. If you can, try and lock that lifted arm, stretch the elbow straight, and keep sinking your left hip down. Keep breathing. Legs are super strong. Good. Coming all the way up. Left leg straightens, and we're going straight over into triangle. So resting left hand on your shin or your ankle, or left hand on the floor. Right hand can be on your right hip, or stretching your arms straight up to the roof. And you can either look down to the mat, or in the direction of your chest, or up towards your right thumb. But whatever you're doing with your head, make sure that you're lengthening through both sides of your neck and trying to stretch both legs straight if you can. If it's difficult to get the left leg straight, bring your hand up higher on your left leg. Pulling the inner ankles and arches of the feet all the way up. Keep those legs strong and inhale up to center. And return the left toes in and turn your right toes to the other side of the mat. Look at the feet, make sure that they're aligned. Then we're bending into that warrior 2 on the other side. Right knee directly over your right heel. Lengthen from the inner right groin all the way down the inner thigh to the knee and keep pressing your knee open to the right. Then we reverse the pose. Either left hand to the left leg or left hand onto your left hip. Right arm over your ear. If you can, right elbow stretches straight. Sinking that right hip down nice and low. Keep lifting the arches of the feet up off the mat. And now when you come up, right leg straightens. And on an exhale, fold over to your triangle on the other side. If you need to, it's left hand on the left hip. Otherwise, if you're comfortable, left arm straight up. Either looking down or forwards or up to your left thumb. Careful not to drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Keep the sides of the neck both long. Lengthening into the right knee as much as you can. And leaning towards your back. Leaning towards the back of the left thigh as well as your spine. Good. I come all the way up. Turn your right toes in. And then heel toe or step or hop your feet back to center. Making your way back up to the top of the mat. Bringing hands to heart. On an in-breath, reach up. As you breathe out, forward bend. So we're staying like we did earlier. We're going to balance on the fingertips, leaning into the hands, not leaning into your bum. So tip forwards, arms directly under shoulders, and lift your left leg straight up behind you into warrior 3. Don't go too high. And now you can reach that right arm forwards alongside your head, just like you did right at the beginning of the class when you were on your shins. So the left leg, we want it parallel to the floor, toes on the foot and knee point to the ground, not out to the left. If you can, try and get your right upper arm on the level of your ear. Bringing right hand down, then the left foot down. Pedal the knees, adjust your hands or your feet, And we take it to the other side. Squeeze the belly tight and lift the right leg up. When you've balanced, left arm reaches forwards, looking straight to the ground underneath your face. We're feeling for a complete sense of balance here through the whole body. Keep the breath flowing, feeding oxygen into your muscles so they can work hard to keep you strong. Don't let that lifted foot twist out to the side. And then hand down and foot down. And we just hang into the forward fold for a couple of breaths. Now making your way back into down dog. We'll step feet to touch each other and drop your knees down to the edges of the mat, sitting to heels. Toes together, knees wide. Stretch your hips back towards your heels and reach your arms forward over your head. Sink your forehead down to the mat. Give it a nice long stretch through your lower back and into your hips, the backs of the thighs and your glutes. Also reaching into the fingertips and the elbows. Each out breath, melt down deeper into your forehead. Now we're coming up and we're going to make our way down to seated. So swing your legs out in front of you and we're going to come into a boat pose. Now doing boat is very particular with the alignment, guys. So we want to have the knees bent. Don't do this with straight legs. And very, very important not to round your back. So when you lean back, you need to lift your chest up and you need to lift out of your lower back. So we're going to hold on to the backs of the knees, feet and knees touching each other, coming into that V shape with your body. Now lift out of your lower back, and if you want to, you can reach your arms parallel to the floor. Do not do this with straight legs. That's not good for your lower back. So particularly for women, we want to keep the back flat and straight and lift with the spine, lift with the chest. And then coming all the way down. Making your way down onto your back. We're going to do some crunches. So we're stretching the legs straight up over your hips. Now your knees can be bent or straight, and you can have your feet together or you can have your legs apart, but keep your feet nice and active. We're going to reach your arms alongside your thighs or hands alongside the thighs. Now when you lift your chest, it's not chest towards your legs, it's chest going up towards the roof directly above you. We go with a breath. On an exhale, you crunch up, you hold as you breathe in. On an exhale, you lower down. So as I said, as you lift, chest goes up, not towards the thighs. So try to look up rather than look at your legs. That helps you to lift up rather than towards the thighs. Keep that middle spine on the floor. Out breath, you lift, hold as you breathe in, lower on an out breath. Keep going in your own time. Keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the neck relaxed, and don't clench your teeth. Keep the mouth relaxed. Still going with the breath. We're doing 10 of these. Squeezing the lower back to the ground. And then hugging your knees into your chest. Okay, now we're not done with our strengthening. We're going to do some eagle crunches. So you drop your feet to the floor and cross your right thigh over your left thigh. If you want the thighs to touch, you can tuck your toes behind your calf or not, doesn't matter. Wrap your left arm underneath your right into your eagle arms, and we're going to crunch. Exhaling, knees to elbows, elbows to knees. On an exhale, lower down. So on an exhale, you lift, you hold as you breathe in. On an exhale, lower, hold as you breathe in. Keep going in your own time and count your crunches for yourself. So however many you do on this side, then you will repeat that to the other side. Each time you lift, try not to crunch your neck or your throat, but squeeze your belly tight and press your lower back firmly down into the floor. Now, holding your next lift, squeeze in, but keep breathing, keep elbows to knees, don't hold your breath, and lower all the way down. You release your arms, twist your legs over the other way, left thigh over the right. You're wrapping right arm underneath the left, squeeze the forearms tight, and on an exhale, crunching elbows to knees, knees to elbows. Hold as you breathe in, lower as you breathe out. You're counting the same amount of lifts that you did on the other side. Just check that throat, the neck, your mouth. They don't need to crunch, but your belly does. So squeeze the belly hard and tight each time you lift. Just keep going. Next time you lift, holding the crunch. Don't hold the breath though. And then lower down. Untwist yourself. And we're going to take feet out to the sides of the mat, wider than hips, and roll knees and shins side to side. Follow the flow of your breath. On your exhale, rolling down. On the in-breath, rolling up. Relax those shoulders and arms into the mat. And relax your face. Next time you lift your knees to center, we're going to hug them into chest, either just squeezing in or rocking side to side. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Then we're going to stretch legs straight out on the floor for our rest pose. So making yourself comfortable, closing your eyes, and allowing everything to relax for the next 2 minutes. Now start to deepen the flow of your breaths. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. And keep making small movements as you wake yourself up now. ready, take in a big, deep inhale. Stretch your body open. Or hug your knees into your chest. And from here, we're going to make our way up to sitting. Lengthening into your spine and bringing hands to heart for closing invocation. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste.